So peeps, today we're going to talk about different types of sequencers. What sequencer is best? Cubase, Ableton, Logic, or Renoise? Well guys, I can say I've used them all, and the best one is, drum roll, none of them. They're all really good for different things. And when it comes to sequencers, also it depends on what works well for you. You'll find that, okay, where do I start from? With Renoise. Renoise for me it's a tracker, it's a sequencer. It is a sick ass piece of kit for making and manipulating sounds, period. Now, I know on other sequencers there's probably functions on other sequencers that you could probably go neck and neck, and if someone's just die hard and deep into it on another sequencer, they could and been using it for many years. But the thing is, I have been using a lot of them for many years. They could probably show you a way to do something on one sequencer that you can do on the next. However, for me on Renoise, straight out the box, with a little bit of perseverance, within days you can discover some stuff that will allow you to do some really deep sample manipulation. So I would give Renoise as standalone my sample manipulation award. You can do stuff like recycle. You can chop beats up in there. Onboard beat chopping. I've tried to do that in Logic. My skills do not allow me to do that very well in Logic. I've done that in Cubase. It's tight. You can do that in Cubase. We'll move on to Cubase in a bit. So Renoise is the Dapper Don D for me for making and manipulating the music. However, where Renoise is weak, or maybe I don't know how to do it properly, but I find that there's not a lot of tutorials out there. I'm going to make probably one as extensive as I know on it, but it's arranging the song. That can be very tricky in Renoise. You've got numbers, you've got a pattern editor, which is great, but then when you copy and paste stuff, it reappears. Stuff you've muted reappears on a copy and paste. For me, that does my head in. So I find it a little bit on the tricky side to arrange. So for the final arrangement, if it is doing your head in, because I have finished songs in Renoise, don't get me wrong, yeah. For the final arrangement, what you can do is on Renoise there's this function called render. You render the song and you can tick a couple of boxes. You can put the tracks on auto name. As long as you've named all your tracks properly, it won't be a problem. It will automatically name all the tracks as audio files. What's going on the screen? It's gone dark. It automatically name all of the things as audio files, and on top of that, you'll end up with a load of files. Say you're working at 175 BPM, and then you can import them into Cubase. Now, Cubase is, for me, the Dapper Don D of audio editing. Now, it's more likely Pro Tools is badass as well. I know people use that. I haven't used it much, so I'm not commenting on it yet, and I'm not saying Cubase is better than Pro Tools, because I don't know diddly squat about that. But what I do know is Cubase is badass for arranging audio. You can do MIDI stuff on there. You can load up the MIDI racks. I've done that. Only thing is, what I didn't mention about the Renoise editing is when you use VSTs and stuff, for some reason Renoise doesn't seem to take up as much memory, perhaps. I don't know what it is, but you know, because I'm not a computer programmer, but all I know is when I look at the CPU usage on Renoise, it's a lot lower when I've got crap loads of stuff running than when I've got Cubase or Logic on. So that's another plus about Renoise. You can get all your song editing down, crap loads of VST running, providing your computer allows it, PC or Mac, whatever that be. Yeah, make sure your music PC is souped up to the max. You try and max out all your memory, max out your hard drive, get a solid state or semi-solid state, which is better. If you're running music programs, not because it runs fast or anything, it's just because you can get a little bit more on your C drive, and when you're installing programs, you more likely want to just put them on your C drive anyway. So blah blah blah. Cubase is the badass for audio editing, for stretching, for arranging, for manipulating, adding the final effects and arrangement as well, because arranging on a usual kind of, how can I call it, a tape measure screen, tape measure style, long ways, rather than pattern editor, for me is much better. You can arrange them into 4/16/8. You've got the bar tape measure up there. That's all I know. That's the way I've always worked, and for me that's much better for arranging. Like today I had to do the same thing. I was working on a song in frosty outside. I was working on a song on Renoise. It got a little bit too much to arrange it and finish it off. So now I've exported to Cubase. So I'm going to see how that goes, and I'm going to do a video about that too. So as I said, Cubase is wicked for audio editing. Also your EQ, your final mix and all that for mixing. I didn't mention mixing is really good. I do like mixing in Renoise. I find it a bit tricky because the meter faders seem a bit short, like the actual meters themselves. I find that, and also find it a little bit tricky to find things when I click on them. Not when I click on them. When it's playing, suppose I've got a mad sound in the mix and I don't know where the hell it's coming from. I find it a little bit hard. I use the little oscilloscopes at the top to help me out, but finding it in the arrangement editor again is a bit picky. I say picky because it's not impossible. So yeah, so Cubase is brilliant for mixing and also brilliant for audio. Use your audio in Cubase, you can't go wrong. This is my academy of what is good. So I'm not trying to, my disclaimer is I'm not trying to tell you that this is the end all. You can check it out for yourself, but you can see what's running, right? Okay, dudes and dudettes. What else? Yes, next sequencer, Logic Pro. Logic Pro X and Logic is, I've used that for years in the studio on a daily basis. I like Logic. Logic is good for also writing music in a sense where it's got the EXS24, and that's where all my sample library is. And my sample library has everything that I need. So if I need a sound that I'm looking for, it's in the EXS24. So, and the thing is about Logic, the groove system on Logic is probably for me the best. You write a beat, you play it a certain way, you don't have to set your quantize up in any fancy manner, yeah, as such, to get it the way you want it. Logic knows, yeah, what you want. I mean, don't know, but Logic, the way Logic is designed, let's just say, for example, for argument's sake, Logic knows the style you're trying to do. Logic will just, you can just put down a beat one by one, real quick on Logic, and it's groovy. Only thing where Logic lacks for me is for the type of music I'm doing, right? Audio file, for editing audio is bloody damn tricky. If I was to, I could get an Amen beat and I could chop that beat up, twist it, time stretch it, reverse, pitch shift, whatever, in Cubase, right? No problems. Put me in Logic and do that. I can't for love nor life work Logic to do it. It's too picky for me. I can't do it. But making a groove in Logic, making even house music, that's the spot. If you're going to try and make an EDM style drum and bass tune or whatever, listen man, Logic is the spot. Automation, you name it, it's all pucker. Logic is the Dapper Don D. Fruity Loops is good for that. I haven't used it much. Ableton Live. Don't let me get the Ableton Live people mad. Yeah, Ableton Live is a 6 sequencer. Lots of people use it. I've used it on a couple of bits and pieces. I'm a novice on Ableton Live. I must admit, it more likely can do all the things that I just spoke about and more. I don't know, but I like Ableton Live. I'm not going to knock it. It's just there's only so much time in a day, and I haven't got a lot of it in front of the computer these days, but I've built a couple of tunes on Ableton Live, and they are very technical in terms of what I've done with some of the sounds, pitch shifting the beats and stuff. And oh yeah, one thing I do know, Ableton Live is brilliant for sequencing up beats and acapellas and stuff like that. If you want to get an old kind of, let's say you took an old reggae sample and you could sequence the whole song to the BPM you want to do, and it gives it that kind of edge where you go into it and you've got all these hit points, I believe they're called. You chop it all up and it's the dog's bollocks, so to speak. Brilliant. So yeah, you gotta just check out what sequencer is good for you. You're gonna look at a sequencer and you're gonna say, bloody hell, I can't get my head around that, or you're gonna say, yeah, I understand how that works, it's for me. Now, I've been fortunate enough to dabble on them all. So Logic, Cubase, Ableton Live, Fruity Loops, Reason. Okay, Reason's another sick piece of kit. You get a load of rack with it. The only things what I found with Reason I find tricky is editing samples can be a bit of a ball ache on that. Putting down beats, it's got a nice mastering compressors and stuff on it. It comes with lots of instruments. Most of the other ones do, but I kind of like Reason. Reason's pretty good. It's changed recently. I haven't had a good mess about. My friend Blind Beggar, he gave me a copy of Reason. Respect, bro. And I am going to go deep on that at some stage and do some tutorials with that. Machine, chugging along with that, to be honest. That's all new, so we'll review all them ones later. But for now, this is about Reason, Logic, Cubase, Ableton. Fruity Loops comes with a big library. It's quite easy to program drums on there. I like it. Haven't used it for a while, so we're going to put that one in the folder for now. And that's it, peeps. Enough respect out there. That's the end of the vlog. As you can see, I'm doing it in the mornings. Don't forget to subscribe to my mailing list if you want to get some free samples. I'm just about to throw out another pack on there. Great, get in there now. Don't forget to subscribe. Give me a big thumbs up if you found some of this advice useful. Take care. God bless. Peace.